to be here today. Hey, I tell you what, it's really cruddy outside. Cold and wet. The wind's blowing. I tell you what, let's head on over to the painting table and let's paint a painting, okay? I'll meet you there. All right, here we are over by the painting stuff. And I'll tell you what, it's good to be inside where it's warm and dry rather than outside where it is just cold. And I don't mean it's a little bit cold, it's a lot cold. Now this is going to kind of be a product review as well as just a fun painting, because I've got here some paints that I picked up at Walgreens drugstore for just a few dollars, and I had never seen them before. Let me get the good light on here. Wait a minute, that ain't the light I want. And there we go. And I thought, maybe, for a youngster just starting out, just want something just to paint on, just to play on, these might be pretty good. I found them a long time ago. I don't even have the name, but the whole point of this thing is if you happen to find something like that, sitting on sale somewhere, let's just take a look and see whether it's going to be something that you would want to spend a couple of bucks on, okay? And again, I'm not being paid by anybody. This is just my own personal opinion on this. So let's just do a painting with this and just relax with each other, okay? And we'll just throw us a semblance of a sky in here. There's a semblance of a sky. Okay. I think that almost looks like a sky. I think. Okay. That's looking pretty fair. Had to go retrieve me a tissue. Okay. Let's just dance the tissue around in here a little bit, just to kind of enhance everything. All right, that looks pretty good. That's going to dry lighter. We know that. So there's no sense fussing about that. Okay, we got the sky in. We might add a little more to it later. I really don't know. Don't know that I want to take the time to, okay? It's cold out there, and I looked, and much to my horror, I don't have any hot cocoa. Doggone it. Well, shoot. I'm just taking some green. Okay. Just taking some green, and we're going to kind of knock it down with a little bit of red. There we go, a little bit more. Red, of course, is green's complement, and you mix the complement into it, it grays it down, knocks it down, and that's what we want, okay? Now, as you can see, the paint got a lot of paint, and it's not overly runny, and that's what I want, okay? I'm going to come in here to this back tree line, okay? And we're just going to put the tree forms in, just like this. And the brush I'm using is one of my favorite brushes. It's called a pointed oval wash brush, known also by the title of a cat's tongue. And this is one of my favorite brushes to use. Now we're putting these far back line of trees here. Just putting them in just like this. Not getting all bent out of shape over shape and form, because that's not really in this equation. These are so far away, you couldn't tell anyway. Okay, there we go. Eat a little bit more. There we go, and it's okay if they get a little bit lighter as we go back here, because they're farther away, and if they're farther away, they're going to be lighter. Now, with what's paint is left on that brush, you see, I can just jab and such as that around here, and this is a little bit lighter, and it just gives the impression that there's some kind of tree action here and there. Okay, just like that. And if I want to darken up a little here and there, I can just add a little bit more black into it and just touch it like that, and just let it do whatever it wants to do. Because in just a few minutes, what we're doing here is not going to be totally noticed, because we got other things that are more valuable, I guess, more visible, going to be going in. Okay? Okay, wash the brush. Now, with watercolor, one of the big things you've got to do, or the people have to remember to do, is let the bloody thing dry before you go painting around on it. Otherwise, everything is just going to kind of diffuse. So we're not in a hurry here. We're just going to let this thing dry, okay, where we've been working. I'm going to come down here, and this is water, okay? And we'll just pull this out just like that. There we go. That's pretty much good enough for that, and I'm going to lift some of it out. There we go. Now you notice this blue is darker than that blue, and it would be, because the sky is where the light's coming from. And what's under this water, whatever it is going to be absorbing light. So even though this is reflecting this, it's going to reflect it darker. Okay, and that's what we're just going to let it do. Okay. Now, he said, hopefully. Now let's see. We're going to come into some brown. Or if you were on your own palette, you could probably say, oh, it's some sienna, as you can see. Okay. That's kind of a sienna-y kind of a color. Now what we're going to do is right out here, we're just going to pull a line across, just like that. Just like that. Okay, get it up there. There we go. Now you see it gets dark in there, and it does a job for us. It just gets up in there, and it creates a shadow line. Now let's put a little bit of yellow into that mix. Okay, a little bit of yellow into it, so it can do its thing. Okay, take that off of there. Okay, now I'm looking around. Okay, now we're going to take some of that same sienna. We're going to put a little bit of green in there with it. Oh yeah, there we go. We just kind of stripe that through, just like that. Just like that. And while we're at it, let's just bring some of that up through here. Let me get a bit of water on the brush. Just bring some of that up through here. Okay. So just pull some more of that. Like that. Like that. Now, we're going to darken that down a bit. Okay. We'll darken that down. We'll put some purple into that brown. Just a touch of black, just to knock it down. And now we'll drag some of that around in here. Like that. See, this is an impressionistic painting. We're not trying to absolutely copy the landscape. Okay, this is just an impression of a wetland. Okay, just an impression. We don't have to get all tightened up about it. Okay, a little more purple into some of that brown. We'll just pull that around. Oh yeah, like that. Okay, here we go. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of liking this thing. Okay. And I do want to take this time to thank those of you here on YouTube that have decided to subscribe to my channel. You people are very important to me, not just because you're subscribing to my channel, but because I love teaching, okay? And if you're getting something out of this, even if it's just watching it, that's marvelous. And I do appreciate you, each and every one of you. Okay, there we go. Well, let's put a little out there, just for argument's sake. Okay, just for argument's sake. There we are. Now we'll come into the green, okay? And we'll just throw a little green here and a little green there. Okay, just a little. And that tells your mind, well, dang, there's a little bit of green grass there. And that's essentially what we want it to do. Okay, now, let's clean the brush. Okay, clean the brush. Get that stuff out of it. Alrighty then. This pointed oval wash holds a ton of water. That's one of the things that I like about it, is it holds a lot of what I need a lot of, which is water. So I don't have to keep going back to the paint pot all the time. Okay, I want to try to minimize that. Okay, now I've got black, I've got some green in it. We've got this nice color. Now we're going to paint some trees right here. Okay, and we're just going to let the shape of the brush do a lot of that painting for us. And crawl back in here and get a little more paint. Okay. And you see, because we let this dry, that paint can now go where it needs to go and not diffuse out into the other paint. Okay, there's that tree. Now we've got a few more, and we will make those. Some more green, some more black, work into it. Okay, but now I'm going to thin it just a little bit more. Reason being is these trees are a little further away, okay? So they're going to be lighter. What kind of trees are they? Green. I don't know. I've had people ask me that. What kind of tree is that? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a floral artist. I couldn't even hope to tell you what kind of tree it is. Okay. Okay, now we're going to come in here and we're going to hit on one side to lighten one side up. We'll darken them too. Okay, now I'm going to come down here. These trees here, see, just like that. Just like that. Okay. Now a little bit more. Then we got this feller out here. Just like that. Okay. Now, to darken the other side of the tree, we get more black into the green. We come in here. We decide this is the shadow side. Okay, so we'll add that dark color onto the shadowed side of our tree. Like that. A nice dark down here, dark down here. We can just scrape a little bit of grassy looking stuff along in here like that. Then if you wanted to, you could scrape up like that and make the little indication like maybe those are tree trunks. Okay. Just like that. I got some stuff left on the brush, so let's just scumble around here like that. Okay, just like that. There we go. Now, he said, hopefully, we can come around here and we can put a little bit of mass in here if we want. We'll take it right down like that. Okay, we'll just take her down like that. Okay. Just scrub along out here, darken that horizon line just like that. There we go. Now we have a tree right here that needs to go in, and I'm going to put it in, but what I want to do is I want to draw it in. So I'm going to kind of let this area dry just a little bit more, okay? And I'm going to grab some brown. Okay, I'm going to grab a little bit more of that brown. Okay, add a little bit of the black to it. Now we're going to come right in here. Right along there, like that. And right along there, like that. Okay, and that gives us a line in here to indicate that indeed is a pond. We can do some scraping here, just like that. Okay. All we're doing is just indicating. Okay, we're just indicating. I think now that we can take our watercolor pencil, okay? Let me check. Yeah, it's good enough. We can take our watercolor pencil, okay, and we can start about here, okay, and we can start to put in our tree, okay, with its branches. Tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of branches. Okay. lots of branches. And I have found that that watercolor pencil is the easiest way to put branches in. We want small ones, we want big ones. The watercolor pencil gets them in for us without a lot of hassle. Okay, just like this. See, look at there. Look at all the branches that we have got because of it. Now, all we need to do, now I'm going to step away from the cat's tongue, okay? And I'm going to come into this little filbert brush, okay? And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to be activating the watercolor pencil with it, okay? Okay, just like that. Activate the watercolor pencil. And the various branches and stuff like that that are out here. Okay. I'm just drawing it over there. And it's activating that good stuff. Okay. Now I dipped into the black paint because I want this little darker. Okay, just a little. Okay, there. There's one going off there. You know, I can't think of a better way to spend a cold, damp day than doing exactly what I'm doing right now. This is just a fun thing to do. Just as fun as it can be. Okay, like that. Okay, we've got our tree down here. Let me get into some water here. Okay, and we'll kind of put his feet in the ground like this. All right. And if we want to indicate a little bit of foliage, I'm going to take some orange. I'm going to put some orange in that black. Okay. Now this is really dry. Okay, see? It's dry. Okay. We can just come up here and just dabble a little bit here and there. These are just little comma strokes like that. Okay, see? We're not putting them in the whole tree. Just a little here and there. Like that, just to indicate that there was a little bit of foliage left on the tree. Okay. We are very close now to being able to say that we're about done. Okay. Now, we're going to come into some more of that brown and some more green. Okay, and again, we're staying dry. We're staying dry with it. Now, we're just going to pull up some tops that happen to look like grass and sticks and such as that. Okay? Okay, just a little bit more of that. Grab a little more green. Okay. We'll do some of that work right in here too. And we can pull a little bit. Just like that. See, we've managed to keep this painting light. I didn't want it all dark and dreary. That's not what this painting is about. It's about light and airy and just having fun. Okay. And I'll tell you, friends, I've had a lot of fun painting this for you today. And I hope you enjoy it. If you want, you can certainly paint along. It's pretty easy to do. Okay, pretty easy to do. We've got some very inexpensive paints, believe me. And this shows that you don't have to have horribly expensive paint to be able to paint and have a good time at it. Okay, I want you to take that with you, if nothing else. And I also want you to remember that you can paint. You might not know it yet, but if you hang around me long enough here on YouTube, you're going to find out, yeah, you can paint. Because I'm not kidding you. I've been teaching for years, and I've told people time and time again, if you want to paint, I can teach you how. And this is one of the places where I'm going to teach you. Okay? So I think we can pretty much call this a done deal. I want to tell you how much I appreciate you being here with me. You have made my day wonderful. And so let's just think about getting together again. I'm going to be putting paintings like this up on a regular basis, along with the little speed lessons. And I'm going to be doing it because I want to teach you how to paint. I want you to enjoy the process of painting. So, by golly, be sure to like, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, tell your friends about us, and leave me a comment so I know how we're doing. Okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to just sign off and wish you all a great day, and we'll see you next time. I love you. I love you. I love you.